Captain America. Is he our golden Boy Scout that we all love, or
No.
is he a gigantic selfish douchebag? Find out on this episode of Normal Nerds. Taka and Sugoi, like, what is wrong with you?
Hitler should have regrets.
Before I swing it over to Davis, like I usually do after the intro, I would like to point out that that Captain America seems to be the second most beloved Avenger out of all the Avengers, is what I've seen, behind Tony Stark. But we're going to explain to you why you shouldn't feel like that. Davis, go at it.
All right, so Captain America was an okay character, I thought, for a while. Kind of annoying, I thought, until Captain America Civil War rolled around. Great movie. I loved what they did with it. They tried to make it so that people could like pick two sides in it. Basically, you have Captain America on one side and Tony Stark, Iron Man, on the other. And basically, they're fighting about, in the beginning, Captain America would like the Avengers to remain autonomous without any government intervention, essentially, or oversight. And Tony Stark, Iron Man, would like to bring the government in so that the Avengers can actually be monitored and not get out of hand and not be a private hit squad that can roam the world doing whatever they want, like Golden Boy Captain America does. And what my favorite part about all this is that, like throughout the Avengers, we've seen, like, yes, the Avengers save the world constantly. Age of Ultron, we see there's this almost world-ending event in Sokovia and everything. Then at the start of Captain America Civil War, I understand what they're doing. They're going after a terrorist, and the Scarlet Witch tries to get this basically the terrorist sets up a bomb on himself, and she tries to get him up and out of there. Doesn't go well. A lot of people end up dying. Now, my point about this is that these are a lot of very big disasters that the Avengers are pretty much at the forefront of. And yes, they help solve all of them, but that doesn't mean they should remain an autonomous squad to do whatever they want. And
Fair.
Captain America is so resolute on this, and it drives me insane.
So let's definitely focus on that at the moment. Why that is already a bad starting point for Captain America, is that he wants that to happen. So, like, why do you think that's such a bad thing?
All right, in our society, what military system doesn't already have government oversight? Like, I personally think that if we're going to have the Avengers, they should not be autonomous like that. They travel the world and doing whatever they want, killing and fighting whoever they want. And it's insane. Like, how on earth, just because they have superpowers in some way or are super smart, they can just do whatever they want without any repercussions across the world, dealing out their brand of justice? Like, once again, I love the Avengers. I love what they do. They're superheroes and everything. But in the real world-ish context these movies take place, why on earth would they not have some sort of government oversight where they can be controlled by the people and not just do whatever they want? And Captain America throughout is just so resolute on this point. And I don't get it. I don't get why everyone likes him so much for this.
So usually, I think it'd be, like a really good podcast if you have two hosts and one of them is like hating on Captain America and the other one's a devil's advocate. But Davis is absolutely right. This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? They're fucking superheroes. They could literally obliterate planets in a second. Like, not planets, cities, which they've done. I mean, one fight between Hulk and Tony Stark pretty much destroys an entire city and they just move on from it.
Yeah.
I absolutely think they need to be controlled. This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? You can't be letting these superhumans run around willy-nilly doing whatever they want. They have to make allegiances. And I get it. You could say on the level like, well, it's just with the U.S. government, but it's like, it's not the U.S. government. It's not. No.
It's a better version of the U.S. Like,
yeah.
This is an idealized version that's better. It can probably handle this a lot better. Do we have issues with it? Yes, but it could probably handle it a lot better.
Oh yeah.
And Captain America just is so for a person who, let's point out, was made by the government. He has all of his powers and everything because he was made by the government. He owes everything that he is to the U.S. government.
This is so true.
Just says, no, I want to run around the world and do whatever I want, and I don't want anyone to tell me no. While Tony, on the other hand, is sitting over here trying to think about this logically. And in the beginning of the movie, especially in Civil War, he's like thinking about, there's two sides of this, and maybe we are too powerful. Maybe we should bring the people on this. And he likes the idea of the Accords. He likes the idea of UN control, and especially with you. I'm pretty sure the Accords had UN control in them. I could be wrong. Don't fact check me.
Well, the UN's a joke, but yeah. I'm just
In
kidding,
the
I'm kidding.
movies, we're not
Yeah,
getting
no,
in the
never
movies.
politics. Never politics on the podcast.
Yes, in the movies, the UN it puts the Avengers under the UN control more or less, or at least the U.S. government. I really don't remember, and I think that's a great idea. That's just like that way we don't have nuclear bombs running around doing whatever they want.
Exactly. That's what I make this point here is Tony Stark wants that. Captain America wants the other thing. Anybody listening? Who's the smarter one? Think about it. Who's the smarter one? Is anyone going to tell me that Steve Rogers is smarter than Tony Stark?
No.
Nope, not a single person.
Not even in an alternate reality. No, not at all.
Nope.
So yeah, the entire movie he's just being such an ass about this. And there's a very small, it's like a smaller point in the movie, kind of a big point. Like I said, the whole movie starts out with the Avengers accidentally trying to save this city in a foreign country, and it goes terribly wrong, and several people die. And Scarlet Witch is at the center of all that. She is the one that tried to get the bomb out of the city, but it went off, and she's sort of blamed. And she has like death threats, and people don't like her, and they're mad at her. So Tony Stark kind of puts her under house arrest, just because, not for her safety, but for the safety of the people. If she goes outside and someone tries to hurt her, obviously a normal person's not gonna be able to hurt Scarlet Witch, but they get hurt in the process and make things worse. And maybe it is for her own protection. I see no problem with that. And Captain America loses his mind over this. It's this is just like you, Tony, always trying to control everything, doing things wrong. It's this is a whole image issue, and I'm just waiting for it to die down, and he gets so mad. And that's within the first half hour of the movie. All this happens in the first half hour. And then just going forward, it's a whole comes down to, yes, the Avengers make it seem that Captain America has a great moral compass, but he thinks his moral compass is better than everyone else's in the world. Absolutely. And it's not half the time. It's not half the time. And I have to get to the part that probably grinds my gears the most. This almost has nothing to do with the ideology of it all. Okay. So this is at the end of the movie. They're about to fight the big baddie, and the big baddie shows Tony Stark this video. For people who haven't watched the movie or seen the Avengers, Tony Stark's parents died when he was really young in a car accident. Air quotes there. And most of Civil War is about Captain America trying to protect his friend Bucky, who was a brainwashed Soviet assassin for several years and did a lot of damage. A Soviet assassin. This is Cold War level. It's a superpowered Soviet assassin. And I get the brainwashing thing. Could probably use some credit there, but shouldn't be allowed to run around on his own. But Captain America thinks otherwise, obviously. But anyways, back to my original point. They're in this room. The villain shows Tony Stark the footage of brainwashed Bucky Barnes going and killing Tony Stark's parents. And I don't care who you are. If you were in Tony Stark's shoes at that point, you would have tried to rip Bucky Barnes' head off. No one would have reacted any differently.
Absolutely.
And the kicker, this is where Captain America comes in. He tries to stop this, but he pretty much admits that he knew the entire time that Bucky killed Tony's parents. And everyone, this is where people drive me nuts because they just don't make this connection. Well, it's Iron Man just overreacting. It's no. Actually, I think Tony handled it better than anyone else in the room because he knocks Captain America out of the way. I would have killed Captain America, and then I would have killed Bucky. I don't care. If they killed my parents, I would have gone after them. I'm sorry. I would have done something bad at the very least. Maybe I wouldn't kill, but I would have done something bad at the very least. And everyone else in the room would have done that too. I am sorry. I don't care who you are. You would have had so much rage.
Yeah.
And this comes down to Captain America, with his strong moral compass, decides that his friend is more important than one of his other friends. And he has to, and he hides all his information, and he tries to get Bucky away as opposed to actually getting him help, which I granted the U.S. government at the time probably didn't want to do that, but it would have been better than letting him run wild in a city where he's still all Looney Tunes and
Yeah. And let's talk about it. Batman's parents die, and he becomes a absolute emo Cape Crusader. He changes his entire lifestyle off his parents dying.
Black becomes his favorite color.
Also, the point of I think this is one thing people don't pay attention to either is that well, Captain America didn't tell him because it was gonna ruin this and blah blah. No, Captain America didn't tell him for one reason and one reason only. He was protecting his little friend.
Yes.
That is the only reason. Captain America, if you look throughout almost except for except for the original Captain America movies where he jumps on a grenade with a skinny little body. Spoiler alert, in a later episode, don't like that movie myself. He kind of once he gets to the point of Civil War, he kind of starts turning into We're gonna get to this point later on with the whole Endgame thing, obviously, because it's another level of Captain America's douchebaggery. But like,
Yeah.
he just becomes like more like involved on what he thinks is the best.
Yeah.
And
That is
only
true.
what he thinks is the best. And a prime example of this Bucky thing is that he literally was just trying to protect his friend. That's it. Like, why would
Yeah.
you not jail him?
Yeah.
If
Why
you
would,
are
like,
this
yeah.
golden Boy Scout who understands everything, you have like a million, like you have a million bajillion like secret organization facilities that you could easily put this
Yeah.
guy in. You have enough technology to stop a goddamn Hulk. You can't just like jail this guy.
No, because he has to let Bucky become this huge fugitive. And I also get it. I get it. Yes, Bucky was brainwashed and he was a Soviet assassin.
Yes.
But he was a Soviet assassin up until like what? This movie happens a couple of years after Captain America 2, where Bucky is still a Soviet assassin. Like, he clearly still needs help. And you going on the run with him and like, I'm going to clear his name. Well, you're going to clear his name of this one incident in the movie, but you literally cannot clear his name or help him by doing this in any way.
Oh,
Of
you're not
all of
helping.
his past stuff in general.
Absolutely was not helping.
At
I get it, like
all.
Bucky becomes reformed and whatnot and all this stuff and goes to
No,
Wakanda.
because
and
he
all that stuff.
the main villain in the movie still re-brainwashes Bucky in the movie when Bucky's supposed to be A-okay.
Yeah. Okay, first off, I'm going to point this out right now because I actually didn't want to point this out in the beginning because I was waiting for every actually fedora wearing milady dude to be like, well, in the comic books, we're not talking comic books here. We're mainly talking the Marvel Universe movies.
Agreed.
I don't care what happened in the goddamn comic books. This is the movies only.
Yeah, they are the focus.
Yes, they are the focus. And the focus is right now that Captain America is a douchebag and a lot of douchebag movies. And I would actually say this, and I'm going to say this full front. What we're saying is factual and almost unarguable.
100%.
100%. I'm sorry. First of all, letting your friend who is brainwashed, first of all, you protected your friend all this time when you could have been helping him. 1.
Yeah.
2, you didn't tell Tony about his parents, which, I mean, maybe if you told him ahead of time, the situation would have been much more controllable.
Yeah.
And 3, not only is your friend like kind of nuts, and you just let him go nuts even more.
Makes total sense to Captain America said.
Yeah, because he's like, he's my friend. He's my Nakama.
Yeah, he is my friend, so my world matters so much more than yours. Is essentially the entire plot, in my eyes, the entire plot of that movie.
No, I absolutely. First of all, Civil War, great movie. We'll both agree.
Yeah, I love the movie. I love the movie. People can argue other ways, but I really I don't agree with them.
So now let's get to the point of Endgame where he pretty much just says, fuck you to everyone on planet Earth.
In Endgame or Infinity War? Which one are we talking about?
Oh, wait, I was talking to Endgame. I don't like when he goes back in time.
Oh, yeah. The time travel was like, to me.
No,
I didn't really get it. Like,
oh, my God. To me, okay, here's the thing.
All right, yeah. Run me through. Now we have an argument. Go for it.
No, we don't have an argument here. I think you're going to totally agree with me.
Okay.
I hate that Steve Rogers goes back in time to like live out this beautiful life.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. I know. Yes, 100% agree.
Bullshit. I'm sorry. Yes. Listen, dude. Listen. Okay. First of all, Tony died to save the world. Let's start out with that. Yes. Literally had a child already. You already accepted this woman's dead. Like, you already accepted she's dead. You already moved to dog.
You got over it. You tried to bang her granddaughter.
Yeah, exactly. Gross. Which I guess technically time travel wise would have been your daughter. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah. But Tony sacrifices his entire life, his daughter, the Love You 3000 thing. We all loved it. We all love Tony.
Yes, amazing.
Sacrifices his life, all this to save the world. What does Steve Rogers do in response? I'm just going to go back in time. I could keep protecting the world. Could keep doing that. Could keep doing that. I could keep doing that because I'm a superhero. And I have to understand there's sacrifices to being one. I'm just going to go back in time and just say, fuck you to everyone else.
Yeah, pretty much,
live the life I've always wanted to live. And it's like, okay, Steve, you can't blame this on like you being a superhero on anyone but yourself. You agreed to this governmental.
You wanted to from the point beginning. This is your childhood dream. You're living it.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about all this?
Oh my God, yes. That was I hated that. I did hate that. It's like, why do you get a happy ending? You did jack shit.
I don't understand. Everyone thought it was like, oh, how sweet and how nice. I'm like, Why is he the only superhero who gets like an out on this?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
He gets an absolute out. He gets absolute like the
No, yeah.
Hulk
Yeah.
and Black Widow and all this kind of stuff.
Oh my God, yeah, so much stuff that could have been
Yeah.
like everyone could have gone back in time and just done
Yeah.
whatever they wanted
Yeah.
and create. Yeah, oh, God, yes, but no,
Yeah.
Captain America, of course, he thinks that he deserves a happy ending, so he goes
Yes.
back and takes
Oh,
it
yeah.
as opposed to protecting the world.
Yeah, and also you're right. He takes it because he doesn't tell anyone he does it.
No, he doesn't. He just goes and does it.
Yeah, he
Like-
just goes and does it, and then everyone's like, "Oh, classic Steve." It's like, what?
Oh man, darn, he really deserves that. It's like what? What on
Yeah.
earth?
No, he doesn't. He's a dick.
Yes.
All right,
Oh
so-
my God, terrible.
Wait. So what was your? That was my main thing. That pissed me off a lot. I hated
Okay.
that when it happened in the movie. I know everyone loved it because then, like, he passed the mantle on of Captain America.
I don't care if he passes the mantle on, but the fact that I don't know, I like it's. I
It was
don't,
a
I don't like the
selfish
fact. I don't like the fact that he stopped
selfish
defending the world. I don't like the fact. Yes,
Yeah,
I don't like the fact that he
it's a
stopped defending the world.
selfish
He just like I don't like we went and did whatever. Like yeah, we beat Thanos because definitely in the Marvel universe, there's no one bigger than Thanos out there.
No, yeah, definitely.
So I'm done. I'm done, guys. I'm done. I've done my work. Have fun with the rest of it. And it's like, what? No. Your point is much bigger than mine. Much bigger than mine. There's a point in Infinity War that I absolutely love. In Endgame. No, I'm sorry. All right, in Endgame. You're right. In Endgame, beginning of Endgame, when Tony Stark is like dying in space, and then they
Mhm.
land back on Earth. Steve is one of the first people that he sees, Captain America. After Tony briefly works through the grief of losing Peter Parker, and like he just works through the whole story of like what he happened with. He like looks
Yeah,
at Steve and is like, you know what? He says, I warned you about this. I was right about this because
Oh, yeah.
Tony Stark.
Yep.
This was the whole point. This was the whole point of Ultron, and also I know you don't like Ultron, but I like the fact that it definitely
Right.
grows Tony's character because the Ultron event was meant for him to learn how he wanted a shield of iron around the Earth so that something like this couldn't happen, and then he couldn't do that because Ultron was such a failure, and then people were shitting on him for. But like the point is, Tony saw this coming. This scared the crap out of him for so long, and he saw this coming. And he tells Steve is like, I was right about this. I saw this
Mhm.
coming. And you know what? This is your fault. And then he just like that. They didn't see Steve for like 5 years. So just like, what a baller move. Like he just
Yeah.
walks away from him, telling him like, fuck you. Bye. That was one of my favorite scenes in an opening movie ever. Cause I was
So-
just like, you know what? You're goddamn
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you're absolutely right. He literally warned him about this. But
Yeah.
can we? That is one of the best. That is a great opening scene. That is a great
Yeah.
opening scene. Let's talk about one of the worst scenes in that game.
Okay. What do you got?
Fuck Steve Rogers, Captain America being worthy. Fuck.
Absolutely not. There's
Fuck
no
that to the fullest extent.
No way. There's no way he was ever. No, I do not know. Nope.
No.
Don't
No.
After
First of all-
the way he acted and everything.
So obviously we've already made phenomenal, compelling points of why Steve Rogers
Yeah.
is a huge douchebag. We could
Yes.
go on and all day how much we think Captain America is a douchebag because he's supposed to be this golden Boy Scout who
Yes.
is like the pinnacle of good and everything. He is supposed to be the typical paladin.
Yes.
Yes, that's what he's supposed to be. And throughout the majority of the series movies, he is. And then he turns around and Civil War, which I don't understand. Like, I feel like a lot of people like back him in Civil War. It's like a
Doesn't
common
make any
thing.
sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. And which it's a classic. Like we mentioned this before. I feel like a lot of in previous podcasts, a lot of people can't like disassociate themselves from like movies sometimes when you don't realize like if you found out a video of someone killed your parents, I'm pretty sure you'd be not too happy about
Yeah,
it.
you'd be losing your mind. You'd be losing your mind over it.
And on top of that, you are a super genius who has robotic
Yeah.
abilities.
You worked for you built everything that made you a superhero.
Yeah.
As opposed to
And then-
Captain America.
Let's do a quick timeline, and then we're going to talk about why I would say he's definitely not worthy. And this
Okay.
timeline is part of it. One, Civil War happens. Doesn't want to have a government control of him because that totally makes sense because
Yeah.
Captain America doesn't want like a babysitter, even though he technically babysits the entire Avengers.
all of humanity, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Since
Sure.
they're all walking nukes as well. Then on top
Yeah.
of that same time, lets his friend get away with, I get it. He was we talked about it. He's brainwashed, gets away with all that kind of stuff. Lets him run away, which is not logical in any sense of the word. Because
No.
oh, dude, you're not even all there. Yeah, go off, dude. Then God, Tony shits on him for what it is. And this is after the worthy part, but his selfish act of the time travel. Then you get to the worthy part. He ain't worthy.
No, not at all.
Look at
Not
all the facts we've already
At
laid out.
all.
First of all, can we talk about? I think that scene is lame. First off,
Yeah, I agree.
like,
When he got the hammer, well, I was watching it in theaters, and it's like the hammer flies into his hand. It's like, ugh, and I'm Captain America. I have my shield and a hammer now. It's like, and Thor's there, like, I knew it. It's like, pfft. No. They teased it a little bit in Ultron when I
Really?
legitimately did think Steve Rogers might have been worthy, because I think his character plummets after that.
oh yeah, absolutely.
But then, like after, like, the whole point of Thor being worthy is that Thor was an absolute piece of garbage who cared only about himself and really didn't want to do anything. And then he has this whole life-changing event, and he starts caring about other people and realizes that he is a hero who needs to help and save.
Yes, that is literally the
And that's
plot
what
of one
makes
of his
him
movies.
yes, and that is what makes him worthy. Captain America, like, he doesn't change at all. Like, okay, so like we said, like, yes, I think he's a golden boy through the Avengers and some of Ultron, and then he starts not being that. And so I think he just keeps changing, getting worse, and he starts believing that, like, I am right, only I can protect these people, and people should act like, people should think like me. You know, I shouldn't have any control. I shouldn't have any, like, regulation, any type of control over me whatsoever. And I don't understand how he just starts moving so far away from the idea of I'm here to protect people to I'm right, and this is why I'm right. Like, that just should not make you worthy.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't. The point,
Just because, even if you're just fighting Thanos, like, it doesn't make you worthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the point you just made is probably the greatest point of all time. Is that Thor literally has an entire arc of where he is a self-super, and he can't even use. Not going to pronounce the hammer's name. Can't even use Mjolnir. Can't even use it. Dave's a little more nerdy than me. Can't even use. Yeah, so we're still not those kind of nerds.
No, God, no.
No, he can't even use the hammer, and he has to, like, change his ways. Where Steve Rogers does the opposite.
Yeah,
he's like this golden child, blah blah. Can't use it then, but when he becomes like this selfish kind of, he's selfish. I'm sorry, he's selfish.
Yeah, he's super selfish.
He's super selfish. When he turns into that, he can start using it again. And also, can we talk about? Does that not diminish Thor at all?
Oh, 100%.
What
100%.
are you talking about? Like, you just ruined his character a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if it's canon. Like, oh, I don't even know if it happens in the comic books. Sorry, I haven't read them. If it does,
probably doesn't.
I don't care. I don't care. It's dumb in the comic books then, and it's dumb in the movie. That to me is the second worst scene in Endgame by far.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yes.
Terrible.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say it. You know what? We can say this because we're normal nerds. Steve Rogers is kind of a pussy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the entire movie,
He definitely is.
What a dork. Get this guy out of here. What a dork.
Yes.
Like, he's a dork. He did a great job. Avengers 1, I thought was one of the, full disclosure, big DC guy myself. Thought Avengers was going to be crap. I hate Captain America, the first movie. Hate it. We'll talk about it in a different podcast. Big debate for that one. Big debate. Hated Age of Ultron, but another big debate after that one. But First Avengers, great movie. I thought it was great. I thought they used him perfectly because honestly, he really doesn't do that much. He just kind of like leads the group, and I was like, oh, that makes sense for Captain America. Yeah. Like, you're dealing with like robotic Iron Man, Hulk hulking out, obviously Hawkeye.
Just there.
Yeah. Thank God Jeremy Renner played him because he did a great job.
Oh yeah, that was the redeeming factor of Hawkeye.
And I thought they did a great job with him. But then they, like, I don't know. It's like the fans love Captain America so much.
Like, I don't get it. I do not. No, I'll never. I've thought about it. I'll never understand it.
See, if you're listening to this podcast, you're going to learn as you listen more and more that literally the opinions that we have are pretty much accurate 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Unless Davis disagrees with me, that he's definitely wrong. But that is how
we're gonna have a whole debate on that one alone right there.
But we can all agree on, now that everyone's listened to this, you can all agree on that Captain America is a straight selfish douchebag.
Yep. And you heard it here.
And I think, as you probably noticed in the beginning of this episode, Davis was a little more adamant on this. And I'm not gonna lie, Davis actually was the one who kind of opened my eyes on a little bit more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know why he is so angry about this? Because everyone loves him.
Yeah.
And it's super annoying. I mean, I literally don't think I've met somebody besides a family member of mine that agrees with us.
Yeah, not at all. I meant, like, maybe I have one friend and then everyone else is like against me on it. It's like,
yeah.
How do you guys, like, I don't understand it. I've gotten into shouting matches with my friends about this. I just
yeah.
It was especially after the movie, it was such a hot, like, I remember I walked out of that movie, not even, so whatever. I'm a big proponent of, like, when you walk out of a movie, you probably don't have your best opinion of the movie just yet because you're
I
like,
would agree with that.
oh, I was in the movie theater. I just saw this great movie. And you
Agree with
think
that.
about it. And
Skyfall
then you
for me.
realize if it's a good or bad movie. Anyways, I walked out of Captain America, thought it was a great movie, but I was adamant in my points, and like I knew where I stood halfway through that movie.
Oh
And-
yeah.
And like it has never faltered or changed once. And I have thought about this a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
And I just do not, And everyone's so against me on it. It's like I don't get it.
Yeah. Before we end this episode, I would like to let's real quick. What do you think the worst grievance Captain America did was? Out of the ones
The
we've mentioned
worst?
so far.
Out of all the ones we mentioned so far. That's a tough one. I'm torn between Tony not telling Tony about his parents and nope, it's not telling Tony about his parents. He was that was Steve literally being my world is more important than yours sort of thing.
Okay. I think I am torn. Actually, that's not one of mine. I would say I'm torn a little between the government taking control and the Endgame time travel thing. The Endgame time travel thing, honestly, like made me so mad when it happened.
Yep.
I was like, I was just like, wait, what? This guy just gets to leave?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
And then not only does it give his like shield to someone else. First of all, it's like passing the torch. It's like, okay, well, he doesn't have like you just gave it to another superhero. It's not like you gave it to another person just to replace you. This guy was already a superhero.
Yeah,
like,
he already had his own thing. Now he's just Captain America too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm here you go, Falcon. It's time for you to not be you anymore. Your shtick wasn't good enough. Here's Captain America.
Here, take over from me because I aged and got to live a glorious, comfortable life.
Yeah, exactly. I got to live my best life.
By the way, this is right after Tony Stark's funeral. No big deal.
Yes, immediately. This is like that. Didn't even. Body wasn't even cold yet.
Not even cold yet. It's maybe because of Infinity Stones, but still, not even cold.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we can point out this. You listen to this episode, you're going to turn around, you're going to go to your friends, and you're going to be like, wow, Captain America did suck. These guys are geniuses. And we totally understand that you totally agree with it.
Yeah.
However,
it's only right to be right, you know?
Yeah, it's excellent. Absolutely. So we'll catch you next time.